Hey there guys, my name is SteinSnake and this is Master of Magic. So I had the idea the other day where I'd start up a new series where I would do a Let's Play-esque playthrough, or not playthrough, but like Let's Play-esque introduction to a game. And then a week later, after playing that game for that week, I would give you my thoughts in a more concise scripted video. And I thought I might as well give that a whirl. So for the first game I will be looking at in this light, I will be playing Master of Magic, the 1994 Simtex game done by the people who made Master of Orion. It's a really fun 4X game, and for those who don't know, 4X is the genre that games like Civilization, Master of Orion, Endless Space, and a bunch of other games like that fall under. And it basically involves you in charge of a society or civilization and trying to conquer or make peace and whatnot, and just be the general ruler of the world. So, we'll start this. Obviously, it's got a mystical, medieval magic theme. We'll use the basic settings. And the whole idea in this one is you are a mage, or wizard, or whatever you want to call it. Wizard, I guess. And the whole point is you want to become the master of magic, and you can do this either by conquering all other cities or learning the mastery, or spell of mastery, I think it's called, and casting it, and that will instantly make you the winner. But that is a very rare thing to have happen. So for this game, I'm not going to pick a class or like a person. I'm gonna make one, so we'll be Merlin, and I'm going to do life magic because why not, with a little bit of sorcery, because sorcery is generally useful. Let's do Archmage, because that's just a generally good thing. You can right click on each thing to figure out what it does, each perk. And the way this works, by the way, is you have 11 picks, and you can just choose to put them all into one thing or not. And generally it's a good idea to not just deck into one type of magic and spread it out a little bit amongst perks and your spells. So in this case I'm going 6 life, let's make it 5. 5 life and 2 sorcery with Archmage, because as you can see here, it increases our wizard skill by 10, which is really important early on, and makes our spells twice as hard to dispel. Along with another thing, but I'll get into that later. So, another thing we could do, if we wanted to access a whole new set of races to work under, we could do this. But I don't think we want that, so let's not do that. Famous, I'm trying to remember. You know what, actually, I lied. Let's go for Myron. Myron. I'm not good at pronouncing things, so you'll have to deal with that. So, now we have to pick our spells, our starting spells at least. And what we're going to do is, we're not going to pick Guardian Spirit. We're going to pick Heroism, because if we look at Heroism, an entire unit becomes elite. This spell is automatically dispelled when the unit becomes an elite naturally. So elites, there's an experience system in the game, and the way it works is each unit earns experience by participating in battle, and it goes all the way up to elite. And when they're an elite, they are really tough to beat, and it's really helpful to have. So Just Cause is it increases our fame, and that's helpful because we get more heroes that way. But I'd rather not go for that immediately, instead go for Starfires, which will let us do 15 magic damage to Chaos or Death unit. No other creature can be affected by that. And then you saw that I changed Guardian Spirits to Holy Weapon, because Holy Weapon increases our 2-hit. And that's very important, because not hitting things is generally not good, because that gives your enemy more times to hit you. We also have Holy Armor, which increases a unit's defense by 2. Really helpful, especially early on when we don't have access to powerful units. Next, we're going to pick our sorcery spell. – 」 – 」 – 」 – 」 – 」 – 」 – 」 – 」 – 」 – 」 – 」 – 」 – 」 – 」 – 」 – 」 – 」 – 」 – 」 – 」 – 」 – 」 – 」 – 」 – 」 – 」 – 」 – 」 – 」 – 」 – 〜 let's go for I think I'm gonna go for Phantom Warriors. Just so. Oh, Jesus. Sorry. I don't know what's going on right now, but I am sniffly and sneezy. But I'm gonna go for Phantom Warriors because having a summonable unit is really good, especially in moments where you need just one more body to do a thing in combat. So that'll be that. Now we have access to all of these races. There are two types: the Arcanian, I think I'm saying that right, races, which are the general, like, basic things you'd expect. My favorite race, the Klakon, are here. But then you also have the Myron races, which are a little more crazy, like Draconic and Beastmen and Trolls. And the difference between these two is Arcanian are the basic races. Anyone can pick from these, but Myron are in a different plane of existence from the Arcanian, and thus there's less of them, one, and then there's also the different starting location, being a different plane. And they also have a weirder general, I don't know how to call it, weirder appeal? Or, just weirder stats, I guess. That's the word I'm looking for. But you can also right-click on any of them and see their stats. So dwarf workers produce one more than normal workers, and dwarf farmers produce averagely. And to compensate that, though, the dwarves grow super slow, so minus 20 people per turn. And they can't build Parthians, I think that's right, Parthions, shipyards, stables, or universities. So one of them affects our mana gain, and one of them affects our research. One affects our ability to create, or the other two affect our ability to create units. So generally I try not to pick anything that prevents me from upgrading my what's the word I'm looking for? Upgrading my mana gain, because that's generally useful. I also know that since we are partially arcane, at least, we can get the Floating Isles spell, which will serve as our ships, so we don't really need ships. So I'm going to lean towards, I forget if Cathedral is the last one for mana gain or one of the earlier ones, and we're just blocked off from that chain. Yeah, Beastmen seem like the most average of the Murren races because, basic stats, and they only lose fantastic stables and shipyards, but they also receive 1/2 power per population, unlike Highmen, which are literally just basic and can't build fantastic stables. So, let's go for the Draconian, or Draconian. There we go. Just gotta do it slowly. And the reason why is because we have fantastic we don't have fantastic stables, which is alright. We're dragons. We don't have the Maritimes Guild, that's fine. And we don't get Mechanics Guild, that's also fine. The only downside is we receive one less power, or half less power from each race. And we are dragons, so let's go for the Gold Banner. That had no connecting thought, but I just saw the gold banner and I wanted it. So our first city's name will be Mishran. Mishran? Man, I should have just named it something I can pronounce. And if I'm correct, yeah, the Draconian swordsmen are generally more resilient than other races, so that's cool. And, oh yeah, this is the world map, by the way. This is all we know so far, and if we push F1, we can look at everything else. So we can see that this is a gold hill, and because it's in our town's range, we have access to it. And we're gaining +3 gold from that, I believe. I also got a message. Whoops, forgot to turn my phone on mute. But we can also see there's a temple here, which has been unexplored. We don't know what's there. There's also a lair here, and we don't know what's in it. So, yeah, for now, I'm gonna go send our spearmen, the less valuable unit, into here. We've spotted Death Knights, so let's not fight that. I don't think we can take on Death Knights yet, especially since those runes tend to have more than just one of any monster. Alright, so we did that. We also, I forgot to mention that we set up our granary to be built here, and the reason we're picking granary over anything else is because it adds +2 food and +20 people per turn, which will help counteract our slow growing population, as well as giving us more food to make an army with. So we got to pick what spell we're going to learn next. We actually have some really good spells to learn. So I'm not going to go through each one of them. I'm going to go through some noteworthy ones. As I mentioned while picking our race, Floating Island lets us create a floating island that basically serves as a ship. That way we don't need a shipyard. But we're Draconian, and we do get shipyards, so that's not as important. There's also healing, which allows us to heal 5 points of damage taken by a target unit. That is pretty helpful early on. We could also get Nagas, but we already have Phantom troops, or whatever it's called, and I don't value Naga that highly, but that's also just because I'm not experienced with using them. And we got Bless and Resist Magic, and they both kind of serve the same thing, except against... Bless is only against Chaos and Death Magic, and Resist Magic is only against Magic. So let's go for healing. It'll be longer, but that's fine. Turns go by quickly in this game. Especially early on. Oh, is this a... Yeah, this is just a random settlement, which I am now tempted to go take over. I am being a little more aggressive, knowing that I am on camera. So, normally I wouldn't recommend doing anything like this, but I think we can get by. Or maybe we should explore a little bit more, yeah. So, let's go here, and let's go down here, and we'll come back for that later. I want to make sure I get it before anyone else does, especially since it's so close to me. Oh, we also found a node of magic, or power, and this is a chaos node. So, this is interesting because, one, I picked that spell that lets us do damage to chaos units, so taking that will be easier than any other node right now. And two, power nodes give us power, as one would suggest. And what power is here, I'll quickly show you, is gives us more of this, any of these that we choose. So, the way this works is, you are, where is it? We have 14 base power, which means we can split that 14 amongst these. So right now we have 5, 10, 14. And each of these things helps further a certain, I'll say idea. Or not idea, but like certain statistic. There we go. So mana is obvious. It's the mana we gain per turn, as represented here. And if we increase it, we get more mana, but we take away from the other two. So generally that's not a fun idea. Come on, go back down. Or did I mess up? There you go. Click the thing by accident. So then that, yeah, it's just a resource. Research is our research, as you'd expect. And it increases the rate at which we learn things. And then skill is definitely the weirdest of the three, because skill increases our casting skill. And our casting skill represents the amount of mana we're allowed to use per turn and per combat. So, the higher the skill is, the more mana per turn and combat we can use. In this case, though, it's not like we spend 4, get 4. In this case, it's we spend 4, and then it goes into an invisible pool of skill points. And once once the pool of skill points reaches double our casting skill, we go up 1 casting skill. And it's really slow, but very important. Early on, especially since we took Archmage, we can kind of ignore that, though. I'll leave 1 in there. And that way we can get more mana and more research done. I'm more concerned with the mana right now. And yeah, so that's power. pretty simple. People produce power just by existing. And, oh, spotted Hydra. Or we spotted a Hydra. Cool. Not gonna fight that. Probably anytime soon. Actually, we won't be fighting that. So, So our exploration is going pretty well. We found a few things. I think we're also finding some good spots to inhabit, actually, too. So, like right here, right next to the Chaos node, is probably a nice spot because we get more production and a decent amount of food, as well as this silver ore. So, done. Let's end our turn, and we're going to be doing this for a bit. Oh, wait, we found another random town. These are dwarves. So we can take over both dwarves and troll. Cool. Oh, is this another node or is this a swamp? Oh yeah, this is a sorcery node. So we're finding a bunch of nodes, which is good. That'll help us develop our power. Going in. Phantom warriors. Okay, that's a very doable thing, but I also doubt that there's only one set of phantom warriors. There's probably a lot, so I'll make sure to amass an army there first. Wait, am I just walking over water? Is that a trait of the Draconian people? Flyer? Huh. They can breathe fire, but it doesn't say anything about flying. Also, my mic just lit up. I'm not sure what that means. Huh. Oh! Yes, I didn't realize this. Moves are 2 flying. Ah, cool. So we don't even need ships. I mean, at least for basic foot soldiers. Alright. Keep it going. Yay, our granary finished. Oh, I gotta like blow my nose after this. Like hardcore. Alright. So now that we have at least fought off part of our race's detrimental effect, we can also think about what we're going to do. So Miners Guild is definitely the most appealing right now because it increases our gain from that gold ore that I pointed out earlier. It increases by 50, so that would be like 1.5, so really it'd only give us 1 more gold, but it would also give us 50% increased in production, and that means we can make more things later on, but it also will take quite a long time. So, to counteract that, let's make a sawmill first. That way, we can make bowmen eventually, which are really good, and we can also get more production from forest squares, which we have a few around. I think those are forest squares, right? Yeah. They just look weird because we're in a different plane of existence than we're used to. You know, the usual. So, let's look at this Lost Temple real quick next turn, I guess. Now let's look at this. Oh, there's nothing in it. And we got 50 gold. Cool. And that's why it's important to check what's around you. So let's check this now. We found an abandoned keep, and we got 50 mana. Okay, and we found another sorcery node. We're on a roll. This too looks... Oh, wait, no, that's Tundra. I was gonna say, this too looks like a good spot, but the 1 Tundra isn't really nice. The 3 Tundra over there. Maybe if I built here, it wouldn't be too bad. Yeah, like right there. And we get the ocean too. So, let's keep going around, exploring. How long is our sawmill gonna take? 18 turns? Oh, also, just to explain production. Each one of these pickaxes represent 1 production. If we go to change, we'll see that the sawmill costs 100. So, if you do 100 divided by 5, you get a number that I'm really sad I can't come up with off the top of my head. 20? So, it takes 20 turns to make the sawmill. And, yeah, that's how you deduce that. You can also have a brain fart. Oh, you can also buy things. But the buying is, or to buy out a building is equal to 3 times or 4 times? I forget. I think it's, no, it can't be 4 times. 3 times or 2 times the amount of cost remaining on a building in gold. It's something simple like that. I can't remember because it changed, I think, between Master of Orion and Master of Magic, so it's a little confusing. So, wait. I just realized I, F1 done that thing, but didn't mean to. So, more dwarves. And they have... Wait a minute. Tell me what units are in it? Did I just ignore a free city? Oh, no report. That's why. Okay. Well, let's start with the trolls we first set our eyes on. Also, let's see what's here. Air Elemental. No thanks, bruh. Alright, so let's gather our units there. And I'm going to start getting spells ready, especially since we have a nice pool of magic ready. Heroism seems like the most impactful right now. But it'll take several turns to get ready. Holy Weapon would be the easiest, but I'm afraid we'd still die pretty quickly. Let's go for Holy Weapon. We don't have time, really. Okay, Holy Weapon's ready. We're going to cast it on the Swordsman because they have higher attack. And now, here, let's look at our Swordsman. They have a nice white background, or outline. And if we look here, they have the Holy Weapon bonus. And it gives them +1 to hit in combat. So that's good because their attacks do more damage than usual. Meaning the more hits they have, the better. Alright. Mishran has grown to population 5. Cool. Oh wait, do we have one unrest? Yeah. Produce nothing, it cannot be taxed. Yay. Man, what a jerk. Threw off my whole jazz. Okay, can I do this? No, I won't have enough food for everyone. Or maybe I would. Nope, -1 food. Okay. So what I'm doing here is I'm changing the production to food, or farmer to worker ratio. And it's hard to tell with the Draconian, but the general idea is the guys on the left are farmers, and if you click on one, it'll turn everything on the right to workers. And you can see I'm managing the food resource here, along with the production resource below it. And I was trying to get as much production without causing a shortage of food for my soldiers. This one rebellious guy is kind of annoying, though. Let's see if we can get one more holy weapons out. Actually, let's make it holy armor. No, wait, that definitely won't happen in time. Forget that. Can I cancel the spell? Yeah, there's no point. Alright, let's check here. 1 unit, we can totally take this city. Alright, so next turn we'll move in. Alright. So their swordsmen are stronger than ours, but they also have less defense. And we are generally well-rounded in that regard. So, first thing we're going to do, let's summon some Phantom Warriors to give us some help. Just to make sure. Also, it wouldn't be bad to cut down our losses. Nope, that's not what I wanted. Nope, go away. Okay, fly. So we could easily move up right now, but I'm gonna wait instead. The reasoning why is I don't want him to attack. I want to get the first strike in. So yeah, if you haven't noticed, the combat for this game is pretty basic. It's nothing out of the ordinary, just a grid-based fighter thing. Alright, so we did no damage there, and he did a lot. Let's have the Phantom Warriors go in first. So, Phantom Warriors have no defense, but they also have 3 attacks, so they're pretty strong considering how frail they are. Move forward, and let's start it. So, the way this works is, if I'm correct... Yeah, there we go. No. The way... If I remember correctly, the way combat works is you can move... Okay. You can move and attack, but an attack takes half a movement, I think, and you can only do 2 attacks per turn. It's a little fuzzy in my head because I haven't played this game in a while. But the whole idea is you don't want to ever be the one getting attacked first. You always want to be the attacker first. So that's why I waited a few turns just to let them get closer. So let's build the builder's hall here. That way we can make a library, shrine, granary, and city walls. It'll be helpful for the future. And we don't need our units here, but they do need to heal up, so we'll leave them there. Okay. Well, I think that's good for now, actually. This makes a good first episode for the series I want to start. Hopefully it works, and hopefully I can continue doing it. And a week from today, or I guess I'll say next Sunday, or this Sunday, I'll upload a scripted video about my thoughts on the game after having played the game for the whole week. So, yeah. Hope you guys enjoyed this, and I hope you guys will be on this channel Sunday to see the follow-up video. And that's it for now. Have a good day. Don't do anything bad, I guess. And see you later.